Okay, hello to everybody who's picking up my feed, whether it's the first time or this is your umpteenth visit. Thanks a lot for watching. This is at Albury J, ALBURYJ, broadcasting live from outside the Ecuadorian Embassy in London. I'm going to be repeating myself from earlier broadcasts here slightly, but I'm going to make no apology for that because a lot of people will just be picking this up for the first time. If you want some idea of where the area is, this is Knightsbridge in the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea. Right here in picture now is the world famous Harrods department store, and as I pan just to the left, this is the Ecuadorian Embassy. I'm just getting an update.
That was forcibly arrested wearing this.
Okay, right. I've just been informed that a legal observer, who's somebody who I do know personally, was arrested.
But also not arrested, so forcibly removed under threat of arrest.
Sorry, he was forcibly removed
Under threat of arrest.
Under threat of arrest. He was wearing a legal observer's high-vis jacket, similar to the one I'm about to show you now. And can you give me any information on why he was?
The police said he was obstructing, but he was standing out of the way, observing what was happening to the protesters who were latched onto the fence, latched onto the gate. Sorry.
There were people latched onto the fence.
Sorry, there were people arms tied, so holding onto the gate, so they couldn't move.
Okay, there were people with their arms linked, holding onto the fence and the gate. They were warned to move by the police.
They were warned to move. Matt was one of the first people to be removed. Even though he wasn't immediately obstructing anyone, just I suspect it's because he was wearing a legal observer jacket. There's a video that will be on YouTube very shortly of how he was dragged away and the force was used.
Okay, I'm told somebody's got footage of the incident, and once I've had that link passed on to me, then I'll obviously let everybody know. The situation since I was last here a few hours ago, I've been away to recharge batteries and deal with some work issues. The situation has changed a bit since I was last here, insofar as there are now a much larger number of police visibly present. There's a lot more people here, and they've now formed a cordon around the outside of the embassy. I'm just going to walk through the crowd here so you can see the kind of types that are around. There's an assortment of mainstream media, people with the well-known anonymous masks, fellow live streamers, random members of the public, WikiLeaks supporters, Assange supporters, general mixture of people. The atmosphere that I'm sensing at the moment is pretty calm. I think I might have missed some incidents earlier with some people threatened with arrest, some people forcibly removed from the area. Just taking a step away from the embassy here, just going to try and observe how many police and media trucks present. So we've got a police truck here, so the glass is darkened. I can see there's a few police officers in there. Media trucks. Satellite dishes. So the mainstream media is here to a much bigger extent than it was last night for the people that were watching my feed earlier. Yeah, another truck here. Another mainstream media truck there with their satellite link-ups, etc. I have to say, you have to look at the equipment and resources they have with these mega satellite dishes and professional cameras, etc. I appreciate that my video quality is not going to be as good as theirs, but I really do try to bring you exactly what I can see, and the coverage stays live, it stays uncut, and as far as possible I try to leave it to the viewer to judge what's going on with a few descriptive comments from me in order to try and give context. Unfortunately, at the moment there's some fairly bright sunshine. I've got my screen brightness to the minimum setting in order to try and conserve battery as much as possible. That means, unfortunately, I can't see any comments coming through at the chat at the moment. I know that they're there, I just can't read them, so I don't want any viewers to think that I'm ignoring. It's just that I literally can't read it at the moment because I can't see it. I'm going to try and walk around and basically just get the best shot I can at the front door to the embassy. The information I've got from Bamboozle, which is the streaming app, they're saying that it was a DDoS attack as far as they're concerned. A group called Anti-Leak that claims responsibility for it, but whether they were actually responsible or not is unknown. But I can tell you the streaming service that I use, which is Bamboozle, as far as they're concerned, it was a DDoS attack that caused the streaming to go down. It basically took down the whole of Bamboozle for a couple of hours. Yeah, it's sort of like it's something that's come out that I've become aware of in the last few days. It's basically an anti-WikiLeaks. So I think what you're starting to see is sort of like an online war between the people who are pro-WikiLeaks and pro-fans and the people who are anti. Fascinating development. Who knows? Who knows?
Well, good luck not getting hacked.
Okay. Well, I've got alternatives as well, so. I was just being asked by a mainstream journalist there what the story was with my feed last night. As some of you may be aware, but Bamboozle, the streaming app which I use, went down completely. It wasn't just my channel, the whole service went down. And Bamboozle themselves have tweeted this morning that having checked their records, as far as they're concerned, it was a DDoS, dedicated denial of service attack, which is basically where their server has just got completely overwhelmed by spurious clicks on it, essentially. That's Bamboozle's side. Obviously, I have absolutely no idea. I don't have access to any of the technical data on that front. It's Bamboozle's service. It's their servers. Don't have any reason to disbelieve them. If they say it was a DDoS attack, then that's from the horse's mouth as far as I'm concerned. That's good enough for me. There are other people who might argue with that. A group called Anti-Leaks have claimed responsibility for it. Of course, claiming responsibility for something and actually being responsible for it are two different things. It may be a group trying to make a name for themselves. It may be that they actually did do what they said they did. At the moment, that's unknown to me.
You might want to check your website. It may be down.
It can do, but it'll affect my stream.
Well, that's the thing. Matt needs to get a video on YouTube for some reason. I don't want to clear off the stream if you're doing that. What you're doing right now, stream.
I would suggest stick with the stream and add the YouTube later.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hey, there's a group here with the V for Vendetta anonymous mask. One holding up a sign saying, "I'm Julian," and has got a mobile sound unit with them, and they're playing some music.
Oh, no, what's wrong?
Okay, so I've currently got the shot trained on the front door of the embassy. What I'm going to do is just take a walk back round to where I was earlier, because last night there were some police going in and out of a side door. The lighting's a lot better now, obviously, daytime. Last night, with the resolution that a live stream provides, plus the poor lighting, it wouldn't have been possible to see very much, so I'm hoping I can give you a better shot now. Okay, so the shot is currently pointed towards the front door of the embassy, and here is a side street. It's called Landon Place. There's a goods delivery yard here, and once this van has moved out the way, and just in shot now there's a black door which last night I saw on several occasions UK police officers enter in and out of entirely peaceably. There was no storming. They appear to have been allowed in by the Ecuadorian diplomatic staff, and just because they're inside the building, that doesn't necessarily equate to them having invaded what is effectively sovereign Ecuadorian territory. That would be, so I understand, restricted to other areas inside the embassy. Okay, I've just about got enough light to see that somebody's requested a slow down a little bit because the video gets scrambled. So I've seen and read that and acknowledged, so I'll try to take care of that so I can give you the best quality possible. Now the local time here is now 11:40 in the morning. And unless anybody's able to update me otherwise, a statement from the Ecuadorian government is due at 1 PM. That's London time. So that's 1 hour and 20 minutes from now. I don't anticipate that announcement from the Ecuadorians on whether they are going to grant Julian Assange's request for asylum that's what the announcement is going to be about. I don't anticipate that they'll be making that on the steps of the embassy here. I think that that statement is going to come from the Ecuadorian capital, Quito, at 7 AM their local time, which is 1 PM London time. It's 1 hour and 20 minutes from now. I'm just seeing a comment there about any mods to ban racist comments. Unfortunately, I'm the only person who can moderate it, and unfortunately I can't do that whilst I'm streaming. The options I have basically are to force people to log in with Facebook so that they're named and it's linked to their Facebook account, and then that can be followed up later. I can understand the reason for doing that. Personally speaking, I'm reluctant because despite idiots who come out with racist, homophobic, hateful comments generally, etc. and the like, on balance, I find having the freedom of comments is better. So what I encourage people to do is don't feed trolls. I find that generally they get excitement out of upsetting people, and if they are just flatly ignored, nobody says anything to them, nobody even acknowledges their comment, even when they're spamming and like cut and pasting and totally flooding the feed. If they get off on that, then it really does say an awful lot about them. Got a Harrods truck coming through here. And I know it's very, very hard when people come out with absolutely outrageous statements that don't give them an audience. Don't let them know that it's affecting you. And I find that eventually, sometimes it can take a little while, 15 minutes can seem like 2 hours, but eventually they do get bored and move on when they realise that they're not getting any bites. So my message is, please don't take the bait. I much prefer to keep the chat comments completely open.
Men eftersom de är bakom avspärrningar så är det inte så att de är där.
Okay, we do get new people joining the stream all the time, so I make no apology for when I repeat myself. It's like 24-hour rolling news. You do hear the same thing again and again, especially whilst there's not really anything particular going on except a group of people crowded outside an embassy at the moment. But I do want to let people know that sometimes the feed can drop for various reasons: battery failure, connection failure, that kind of thing. So if you're not watching directly from my source feed, which is bambuza.com/channel/AlburyJ, I can't ever see your comments, although I do thoroughly encourage people to mirror and share the feed wherever they can. I consider my stream to be Creative Commons licensed, therefore it's freely available for non-commercial and credited use. If you want to embed the feed anywhere, then I simply request that you credit the Twitter handle @AlburyJ, ALBURYJ, all as one word. And also to the people that are watching this that aren't aware, if you want to add my Twitter, then you can find me @AlburyJ, ALBURYJ. And if you do that, my live streaming accounts are synchronized with Twitter, so if I do have a break in the feed for any reason, whether it's beyond my control or whether it's a planned break, then you'll automatically be notified because the account's synchronized. I automatically tweet when a new broadcast is starting, so if you want to add me to your list, then that's how you can stay updated that way. It's not an ego thing, I'm just telling you where you can find the information if you want it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. I'm really not concerned how many followers I have, but okay, there's a gentleman with a fairly prominent sign here which I'm going to try and catch up. He's just started pacing up and down the front of the media pen. And it says on his sign, attack on Iran will lead America, Russia to World War III in Iraq. And when he flips it around, it says 7 million Iraqis killed, injured and homeless since 2003. I don't have any way of actually verifying that fact right now, if it is a fact.
Million killed and injured, and 6 million homeless, 4 million within Iraq, 2 million in Jordan and Syria. So the figure is correct. Million killed and injured, 6 million homeless, and things are not getting any better. And 178,000 Americans are in Iraq stealing Iraqi oils, while Iraqis have no law and order, no food, no freedom. And this is what George Bush said, bring in democracy. This is a hypocrisy and murder on large scale. Julian Assange is a hero. He should be allowed to live a free life. He has done good work by highlighting American killing in Iraq, killing of innocent people, killing of people who have nothing to do with Saddam or the trouble. And there is no such a thing as Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda is the same as a UFO and a mafia, excused to steal Middle East oil.
Can I ask you a question? Obviously I gather from what you said that you're an Assange supporter. With the allegations, and I appreciate he's not been charged in Sweden, they are allegations in Sweden about sexual offences. I have absolutely no idea whether he's guilty or not. I don't have the information to be able to make that kind of judgment. If he was tried in a court of law and found to be guilty, would you even go as far to say that he should be exonerated of that crime for the alleged greater good that he's done?
Julian Assange is a peaceful person. He's been framed. He didn't commit any rape. He was set up to silence him. And international intelligence service and international governments are professional in framing up people to silence them.
Okay. I mean, I can't dispute that that is certainly a possibility. It's sort of like, it doesn't seem beyond the realms of possibility, but I'm just saying, just for the benefit of the people watching, I can't confirm it either way. I don't actually know for certain. There's a lot of stuff out there which it doesn't enable me to make as an informed decision on it as I would like. I'm really just here to report opinions and give people a platform to get their voice heard, people who are on the ground here. So I can totally understand where you're coming from. I'm not disputing it in any way at all. That's why I was actually, I wanted to capture it so that people that are watching on the internet can basically get your message. That's independent of my own thought. I'm not for you or against you. I'm just here reporting what's going on.
I am an Englishman. I am from England. I am from Crawley in West Sussex. And the same people who said Saddam had a WMD are the same people saying Julian has committed rape.
Yeah, but something that I would say and something that I am happy to offer an opinion on is I do have a distrust of state governments, particularly the UK, which is where I'm from, and the USA, because I think, in my view, they've been caught out telling lies again and again and again. However, because they've lied previously, that doesn't necessarily mean 100% that they're lying now, or that they're framing Assange, but I certainly would view it as a possibility, and I would encourage people to investigate the things for themselves and draw their own conclusions from as many different sources as possible.
Intelligence service and politicians, they always lie. They lie through their teeth. These people, they lied about communism threat. They lied about Vietnam War. They lied about Korea. They lied about everything. So there is no way they are telling truth that Julian has committed rape. It's all lies. It's 1,000% lie. Julian is innocent. He's a law-abiding person, and Julian is a person who would never commit rape.
Would you? How do you feel? As an allegation has been made of a very, very serious offence, do you believe that Mr. Assange should answer questions and do something to clear his name if he is indeed innocent?
I agree. Julian should speak his mind. He should talk to the media, tell them actually what happened, and I know the world now is being set up.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Great.
There's a few thousand people watching, so...
And so if I need to watch this video, where do I go? What do I click?
Oh, okay. Have you got a pen?
Yeah, and I don't have it. Roughly, tell me.
I've got one. It's a complicated URL, so I'm just going to write...
like a YouTube or something like that?
Yeah, it's like that. It's a live streaming. It's a similar principle.
And I think I got...
if you've got a bit of paper, I'll write it down for you.
I have 4 videos on YouTube. Click Justice Party UK. Justice Party UK on YouTube, and they're the greatest videos on internet.
Okay, so this gentleman is encouraging people to have a look at his videos on YouTube. I've got no idea what they're like, but it's what Justice Party
UK.
Justice Party UK. Okay, so I'm not condoning any content seen on there, and I'm not condemning it either. I have no idea, but I'm happy to give him the platform for his YouTube channel, and I'm going to be filming not very much for a moment whilst I write him down the URL for this feed. Okay.
www.bambuza.com channel, yeah?
/channel /Aubrey J.
www.bambuza.com, yeah?
Yeah. Let me see how clear that is. Yeah, that's okay. Bambuza.com /channel /Aubrey J.
Great, okay.
Thanks for your time, sir.
Are you like a freelance?
Free lunch?
Not freelance.
Oh, freelance. Yeah, I'm completely freelance, totally independent.
And I'm the person who went to Northern Ireland and negotiated the Good Friday Agreement.
Okay.
International media know about it. The politicians know about it. My cover name in the peace process was Independent Channel of Communication.
Okay.
It's official. Independent Channel of Communication Go and ask anybody in Irish politicians, Irish media, Irish press, Jerry Adam, Conor Murphy. Sinn Féin had went on television and said independent channel of communication exists. We had been working with it for a long time.
Okay, alright, well, there's a lot of people watching so they can check out those facts for themselves.
Independent channel of communication, and I've been working in the Irish peace process for 17 years. I spent £80,000 my own money. I've written 78,000 letters. I travelled with the banner for 8,000 kilometers, and it has taken me 17 years.
Okay, that's a huge commitment.
And while driving a taxi to earn money to pay for the peace process expenditure.
Okay, alright. So like, well, I'll have a recording of this, I'll watch it back later, so I'll check that out.
Great.
Thanks for your time.
Okay.
I'm just going to move away from the anonymous music a little bit because it makes it obviously rather difficult to hear with that amount of background noise. Okay, I'm essentially taking a short break for a couple of minutes. I'm not going to stop the feed, I'm just going to leave it running up there. But there'll be no comments from me unless something remarkable happens for a short while. But the video and audio are just going to be left running as they are.
Y los policías se fueron a meter a la embajada. Anyway, there we are. Thanks for that. No, it's not going to be every week. I don't like that.
I need your help. I cannot connect it. I need something like dongle. I need your help for connecting.
Just want to reiterate for anybody who's only picking up this stream just now, the sunshine's quite bright at the moment, so whilst I'm aware that there are chat comments going through all the time, I'm afraid because the sun's so bright I can't see the screen at the moment because the brightness is turned down as much as possible in order to conserve battery. So if there's any comments directed at me, sorry, not ignoring you, just literally can't see them at the moment. Also, I want to give a big thank you to everybody who's watching first of all, whether you're supportive of Assange and WikiLeaks or not. Thanks very much for tuning into the feed because more viewers means less relevance to the mainstream media. I do believe that citizen journalism has a very big role to play in the future. So thank you very much if you're sharing the link to this feed, www.bambuza.com/channel/AlburyJ, ALBURYJ, all as one word. And sharing the link helps spread the word. And many people aren't yet aware that there is an alternative to mainstream corporate media. So yeah, really, one of the expressions that I've used on my previous streams, and I'll repeat it, is chuck your newspapers in the bin, throw your telly out the window, get yourself an internet connection, and find a variety of independent sources for news on the internet. And don't necessarily trust everything that I say. Don't necessarily trust anything anybody says. Try and take a full range of views from as many different and varied sources as you possibly can, and make up your own mind. Don't be told what to think. Yeah, the sun's just dimmed enough for a moment for me to see a comment that came through basically asking when something might happen. My best estimate for that would be at 1 PM London time, a statement on whether Julian Assange's asylum application to Ecuador has been granted or not is due from the Ecuadorian government, and that will be at 1 PM London time. Time in London is currently 8 minutes past 12, about 12:08, so about 52 minutes until that announcement from the Ecuadorian government. That's when it's due. There's obviously no guarantee, but they will make the statement on schedule and on time. We're all just going to have to wait and see for that. That being the case, broadcasting using the 3G data, etc., as much as I've got the screen dimmed and I do everything I can to try and conserve battery, it does run down at quite an alarming rate, and I've got a couple of spare battery packs with me, but I really want to be able to stay with this afternoon, all afternoon. So what I might do is pause this stream in around about 5 minutes time until such time as there is any news. I can pop on Twitter a little bit because that'll use less battery. My feed does get absolutely flooded with requests and questions, and they run through at a really quite astonishing rate, so I can't necessarily answer absolutely everybody's question, but I do try to pick out some that catch my eye as they run through. So if you do want to take part in that Twitter discussion, then you can add me on @AlburyJ, ALBURYJ. Before I pause this feed, I'm just going to have a look round to see if I can see another live streamer, and then I should be able to give you a link for another feed, so you've got continuous viewing whilst I'm got my Bambuser feed paused. Just going to have a look round, see if I can see anyone. Right, I'm going to pause my feed for a while to conserve battery. Which feed are you running on at the moment?
Ustream.
You're on Ustream. Right, okay. There's although my feed's going to be paused for the next maybe 30-45 minutes in order to conserve battery. There's another live stream here. Is that okay? Pedro? Yeah, no, it's okay if I say. Yeah, there's Pedro streaming from Occupy News Network, and the URL for that feed is www.ustream.tv/channel/Occupy News Network. All as one word. Now, I'm going to hold on for a second, try and get myself into a little bit of shade. If somebody could type that URL in the chat screen for me, then I'll confirm that it's correct, and then people can click on that so they don't get any effective breaking coverage. They can follow that feed, well, for as long as they like. They might want to come back to mine, switch between the two, whatever.
Okay, so you're cracking on then, mate. Make it up.
Okay, I couldn't see the screen because I was just Ustream.tv/channel Occupy News Network. Yeah, there's I can confirm from EMP or EMP and Baru that Ustream.tv/channel/Occupy News Network. There is a fellow streamer called Pedro. Occupy News Network is his own organisation, somebody I have a loose affiliation with who I've met in the past. Hope you enjoy his coverage, hope you've enjoyed mine so far. I'm going to take a break now until something significant happens, which I would hoping to be around about 1 o'clock. If anything happens earlier, then of course I will pop the feed right back up, and if you want to know when that happens, add me on Twitter @AlburyJ, ALBURYJ, and if you do that, because my account is synchronised with the Bambuza, you'll automatically be notified of when my stream recommences. Thanks absolutely loads for watching for now, and I'll see you all a little bit later.